Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Eva Reyes, and I'm the Director of Parent and Family Relations. I'm happy to engage with you all tonight so that we could have a good conversation about how first-gen families can support their students' career journey. So, before we begin, if you could go to the next slide, Sonia,
Sure.
just a little bit of ground rules. Everyone is on mute. That way, we're able to get through the presentation as quickly as we can so that we could have time for Q&A. The recording is in progress. Um, that way, it could be available later on. Closed captioning is available for anyone that may need it. All you need to do is just hit the closed caption button at the bottom of the screen. If you want to put your questions in the Q&A box, you are able to do so, but you're also able to use the chat. And at the end, please provide us your feedback. There's going to be a QR code. Let us know what you thought about the session. I thrive on feedback. So if there's like anything that maybe you would like to see, or if there's like any other programming that you wish to see, then let me know so that I could make those things available to you. So with that said, I want to welcome Sonia Wilson to our Real Talk. And she's going to talk to us about careers and how that relates to our students. So, Sonia, if you could please introduce yourself.
Well, hi, Mayeli, and to the other guests that will join or that will watch this video. I am Sonia Wilson, one of the assistant directors in our Career Development Center, and I also work with our first gen population of students here on campus. So I have my starter slide here. My contact information is in here, so please forgive me. Once again, I'm Sonia Wilson in the Career Development Office, and I sit on the executive leadership team for our first gen uh, initiatives here on campus. So today's topic is we're going to be talking about from college to career. And please forgive me, just a disclaimer, you'll see me going back and forth. I have two screens, so it's not that I'm not focused, it's just I'm looking at both screens. And also, please forgive my voice. I got a bit of laryngitis, so I'm hoping you can hear me clearly and understand what I'm saying. I do want to open up the floor at any moment if you have any questions. I know Eva mentioned the chat or the Q&A, but feel free if you have a question just to do the wave emoji, and I will try to answer your questions to the best of my abilities. We will make sure we get you all the information that you need. All right, so just to get started, as I said, we are talking about from college to career, how parents and families can support the college to career journey of their first gen students. And this picture I have up in the corner is exactly what it is, a picture of family support at a student who's graduated. And I tell my students to plan backwards. Like you have your goal. Your goal is graduation, right? So let's start there. And then we want to bring it forward. So I'll tell you as families, keep in the back of your mind or the forefront of your mind that the reason why your students are here on campus, your first gen students are here on campus getting navigating this college experience is so that they can graduate and ultimately get to a career. So that graduation is the in between from college to career. Righty. And so, my quote for the day is what I often tell my first generation students: you don't know what you don't know. And I'll also tell it to parents and families: you don't know what you don't know. But to go a step further is although you don't know what you don't know is more than likely what you need to know. And so, just to talk also about who I am. As a professional and also as an individual. I'm a first gen student, a first gen proud student. I am a non-traditional student, so that means I went to college, graduated from college at a non-traditional age. So I didn't go right out of high school, but I went after my son went off to college. So both of us entered the college space as first generation students, not having that roadmap that students who have like parents who graduated have access to. All right. So let's understand the first gen experience. Mayela, at any point, like I said, if you have any questions or you want to add any commentary, feel free to do so. All right. So first gen is defined as as students whose parents did not graduate from college. All right. Students may experience different emotions. They may have different like physical, tangible experiences. So emotionally or mentally, they may have the pressure to succeed because they are the first in their family. So it's like, I have to do this because no one in my family is doing this. I have to do this because my family is dependent on me to do this. So they have a pressure to succeed. There is uncertainty about career paths, and they also balance family, work, and school. As a first gen student, as a parent or family who has first gen students, you may know and can identify with this. Growing up, as you are in school, there are other obligations you have outside of school. So there is a balancing act that first gen students typically have to maintain. All right. And I talked about uncertainty about career paths. Even as a parent who had a first gen student, I didn't know what I needed to know for career paths. So of course, my son, my student, he did not know either. So it's okay not to know, but that's why we're here. We are their extended family, I would say. You know, you're the immediate family, but we are an extended family. And we want you to see us as that to help your student, our student, navigate through this experience. Because family themselves, you all are a powerful force of stability and motivation. So we want you to keep in the back of your mind the pressures that they may feel, the uncertainty about their career paths, and also the balancing act that they have to navigate and support them in their endeavors. They are just treading this path without a roadmap, right? But there is support from you and there's support from us. And so we want to make sure that they stay encouraged and motivated to stay on this path. All right. So why family support matters. So first generation students often, as I just stated, they navigate college and careers without a roadmap. But with that support means everything in the world because there's sometimes where if a family doesn't understand or they don't know, or they don't identify with the experience, sometimes families do not know how to support. But here at the parent and family community that we are growing here, we are here to support you. If there's something that you don't know, something that you have questions about, we're here. Eva's here. I am here. We're here to support you. Like I said, we are extended family, so we're all family together. All right. So family encouragement increases confidence, persistence, and success. You would be, or perhaps you wouldn't be surprised about the doubt, the self-doubt that first generation students experience. But we want to make sure that they know that they belong here, they have a place here, and that it pays off to be persistent. And understanding that there may be some low points as well as the high points, but their persistence and consistency will pay off. All right. So family giving that support to their students matters. All right. And you don't need to know everything. Like I said, your support makes a difference. It can make the difference between a student stopping and saying, I don't want to do this anymore, or a student continuing on this path and graduating and making your parents and family proud. Because at the end of the day, that's what they want. They want to make their parents, their family proud, but we also want them to do it for themselves. All right. So, as I stated, I work in the career development office. I'm one of the career coaches, career advisor. So we want to talk about career development because this session is about from college to career. So how do you get there, right? So it's best that students don't wait to the end of their college journey to start planning their career. Once again, you start from the end and then you work your way backwards. So a career is basically the end. They know where they want to go, but commencement, for the sake of this conversation, is where we want them to look at. So career development starts early. Career planning is not just about not in their senior year. It begins with exploring interests, strength, gaining skills and gaining experience. And you do that through jobs, through internships, and through volunteering. It's about building skills over time. All right. So small steps each year leads to big outcomes. So we're going to talk a little bit more about having these experiences so that once, number one, they are resume builders, but they're also experiences that employers are looking for. Right. All right. So how parents and families can support exploration. So in the prior slide, we talked about how students are unfamiliar with careers. So in the career development office, we do a whole bunch of programming. We do a whole bunch of one-on-one sessions. One of those sessions is career exploration. If a student come into campus and don't know what they want to do, they just know college is a way that I can have this increase social economic status, increase my income potential, then that's what I need to do. And first gen students, they enter these spaces not all the time knowing. Sometimes they do, but not all the time they don't. And it's okay when they don't know, right? It's okay that they come here and asking questions because that's what we want. We want them to come and ask questions. We want them to come and explore. So I can even give a little bit about my own personal experience. When my son was going into college, I did not know as much as I should have known, or not should have known, as much as I thought I knew. I felt like he was going to major in a major that I felt was his strength, but I did not give him the opportunity to explore, which I should have given him that. It did pan out, but he did not have the option to explore because I did not give that to him. What we are offering here at William Patterson, this first gen community, I didn't have at his school. So this is a great tool that I want you as parents and family to lean into so that you can build this community with us, and you can also come in and ask questions and get resources just as well that your student can get resources. We're going to give you the resources that you can keep for yourself, but you can also share with your students, all right? So how you can support career exploration. Encourage curiosity and questions. So let's say they come in and they have a question, but they don't feel like maybe you understand. You ask them, come talk to me. Let's explore this together. How has things been going? What are you thinking about? What career choices? How is your classes going? You want to make sure you keep that door open, that window open, so that they can ask questions to you, right? You want to make sure that they are thinking critically about their own future, about their own experiences. So you want to encourage curiosity and also ask them questions. Support trying new experiences. And that's not to say that what I do in my first year will be the same thing I do in my second year, third year, fourth year, so on and so forth. But support trying new experiences. There is one experience I always tell students to take part in, and that's study abroad. And that's study abroad is where students take a semester and go learn in another country. Um, I have one student who's a first gen. We had this conversation, but her decision is not to do not to do study abroad. And it's okay that she doesn't want to, but her reason for not wanting to do it is because family wants her to stay here and they don't want her to study abroad. But I want you all as family to encourage your students to have these new experiences. They become more aware of different culture. There is a cultural awareness that they will not get just staying here, but they get to integrate with they get to interact with others from a different country. They get to gain these new friendship, gain new relationships. So these new experiences could also mean a world of difference in how they matriculate through the college, through their college years. And just even coming locally. New experiences can be through internships. New experiences can be joining clubs. Maybe they are an only child. Maybe they're a child who is a student, I'm sorry, who's introverted. But joining a club, joining an organization can give them these experiences that perhaps they did not have before, or perhaps that an employer is looking for. Because these experiences can give them knowledge, and it also can give them leadership skills and other skills that they can learn and put on a resume. All right. And you want to ask open-ended questions. Questions like how's your day going? How is class going? What's the best part about that class? What's your As I tell my nieces, I every day I ask them about school. What was your high and your low? So that gets the conversation going for them, not to just say, "Oh, it was okay," but you want to show a genuine interest in their day and in their college experience. And it also gives you insight on how they are thinking about their future. Does that make sense? Mayela, you can talk back to me too if you want. Okay. So the power of work
Sorry, no, the
experience.
thing is that I'm in the car and I'm
Oh,
kind of driving, so
no, no, no. It's okay. I'm just,
I'm listening completely to everything. I understand completely, and
okay.
I like to log into these things because I get to hear all the different ways I can communicate with my son. So
Right. We
it's
love
not
it.
that
We
I
love
don't
it.
interact, it's that I'm in the middle of driving, going back and forth.
No, no, no. I don't want you to focus on the road. I
No,
just
no, no,
want you
I'm
to
good.
know
I'm
that you
good.
can
No,
definitely engage if you want to. All
no,
right?
no, no. I just want you to be aware that I am here. I am listening,
Okay.
all ears. If I have any questions, I will reach out.
Okay, good. And I hope I'm
I
not speaking
appreciate.
too fast.
No, no, no.
Sometimes,
Completely okay.
my
All
passion come out
understandable.
of my speech. It's okay.
No,
All
it's
right.
okay. I understand.
Okay, great.
Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. It's our pleasure. So the power of work experience. Part-time jobs, internships, volunteering, all of these things, they build skills. Employers are looking at what skills do you have, not just what responsibilities you've had as you worked at these different positions, but they want to know that you have skills. Sometimes there are skills that are directly related, and other times there are skills that are transferable. So first generation students, we see them as an through a lens, through an asset lens, right? It's not that they are in a deficit, although they may not have the roadmap, but they bring a different lens to the to any room that they enter, right? So their cultural experience is something that we want them to tap into, understand that, I belong here, as I said before. And so what skills do you have that perhaps comes from your culture? There are different things that students possess that they may not feel that they possess. They may not know that they possess. So as I said in the beginning, you don't know what you don't know, right? So in the Career Development Center and our first generation events, they can be a part of the community and they can learn how to articulate these things. They can learn how to be authentic in their identity and show up authentically in the spaces that they enter. All right. So even non-career jobs they teach. So as I mentioned, like there's a cultural competence that students have. So communication. Right. Sometimes the way we speak is cultural. How you communicate is relatable in one space that an employer could be looking for. So your communication, your teamwork, their teamwork, all of these skills play a role in them getting the position that they are trying to get. All right. So families can help by valuing experiences, not just grades. So sometimes we're just driving home. What grade you got? What grade you got? You don't nothing less than an A, nothing less than a B, but we want to have put value on both the experience and the grades, right? We don't want to just make them feel like it's all about the grades, but it's also about the experience. It's about the experiences that they are getting while they are at school. All right. All right. So networking, what it really means, networking in a career space is very, very, very important. It's sometimes they said it's well, the saying used to be it's not what you know, but who you know. Although that saying is old, it's still true to today, right? So when you're networking, you're building relationships, and it's not just about, oh, what can this person do for me, but it's about cultivating these relationships so that maybe there is something that they can do for you, but it's also something that you can do for them. It's a relationship that the two of you or the group, you're building. So we want our students to know, and we encourage them to network and build the relationships. And we provide multiple opportunities to network through career fairs, through employer engagement. But networking is very important, and we strongly encourage our students to do that. So we, as parents of first generation students, we want you to make sure you are encouraging your students to not just not into a room and just go in a corner, but make sure they're working the room, right? Make sure they are conversing with those who are in the room. And it's not just employers that you network with, but you network with your professors, you network with staff and faculty that's on campus, because those conversations build relationships. And we want them to know that they matter, they belong in this space, and those relationships matter as well. All right. So networking, as I said, can include professional professors, supervisors, alumni, faculty, and also community connections. And we want to encourage our students to talk and ask questions and also talk about their goals. So we know the ultimate goal is college, but what is your career goal, right? What are you doing to get to your career goal? So through these networking opportunities, you can learn, well, they can learn. You can let them know that they will learn what it is that they need to get out of these experiences. And I'll talk more about a way of networking as we go a little further. And I mentioned the services that we provide in the Career Development Office. But I want to highlight that the first gen experience is not one where they are in a silo. They're by themselves. We have a community here. So even if they don't want to go by themselves to these networking opportunities, there is an opportunity for them to go and do some networking together. All right. Anyway, so I'm almost done, but so encouraging confidence and self-advocacy. So celebrate achievements, even if it's something small. They come or they come home or they call you and say, I got a B on my test. Maybe they never got a B on the test before. That's something to celebrate. They I decided to challenge myself and do public speaking. That's something to celebrate. I decided to network. I've never done this before. I stepped out of my shell. That's something to celebrate. So we want to celebrate the small wins and the big wins, right? Remind them that they earned their place. This is not something that was given to them, but they earned their spot here at William Patterson. And that's to be celebrated as well. All right. So you want to encourage them to speak up and ask questions. This is advocating for yourself. There is a price tag to their college experience, right? So it's not something, once again, that was given to them, but they earned it. So if there is something that you need to know, if there is something that you feel like I can learn more from, we want them to know that they can speak up for themselves. So first generation students, they may doubt if they belong in this space, right? There is something that's called the imposter syndrome. And this imposter syndrome is basically you are in a space where other people, you may feel like I don't belong here. They are smarter than me. They're more accomplished than me. But no, I belong here, right? This is not just for them, but this is for me also. And the mind will play a trick on our first generation students and make them feel like they don't belong when their grades will say something different. Even if their grades don't say the same thing, you still belong in any space that you enter. We want them to know that they belong in any space that they enter. We want you as parents and family to continue that encouragement and continue building up their confidence and letting them know that they can advocate for themselves. And even if they can't, if they don't have the verbiage to advocate for themselves, they have a community here. They can reach out to Eva. They can reach out to myself. We will definitely hear what's going on. We will advocate for them. All right. And it's not just Eva and myself. We have a community here. We are very student centered. So if they feel that they don't have the language, if they feel that someone's not listening to them, they can come to us and we'll listen to them and we'll advocate for them. All right. So I talked about, community and belonging. So these are just some of the communities that we have on here. So community equals belonging, and they may not feel like they know where they belong, but there are spaces here that they can fit into. So we do have a lot of clubs and organizations that they can join. But as far as first generation is concerned, we have the First Gen Pioneers, which is the larger of first generation student initiatives. And that's ran by the university itself, which I said I am on the executive team for that. They have Pioneer Pathfinders. That is one of our first, no, not only one of, that's the only first gen student club. So the students can find the student club on what's called Pioneer Life. So if you want to talk to them about joining Pioneer Pathfinders, you just tell them to log on to Pioneer Life, and they'll show them a list of all the clubs that they can consider joining. But Pioneer Pathfinders will be glad to have them. All clubs will, but if they want to have a community of other first gen, Pioneer Pathfinders will definitely be the place that they go to. All right, Tri Alpha is the First Gen Honor Society. Induction is done during National First Gen Week. Well, First Gen Day, we stretch it out ourselves and call it First Gen Week, which is November 8th of every year. So there will be an induction. You have to be a sophomore and up, and then every April, May, at the end of the academic year, we do have a first gen graduation for the first gen honor society students where they receive their honors cords. And then we also have Pesci Family Mentoring Institute. And one of the cohorts under there is for our first gen students. So within this program, we match students with professionals in the industry they're seeking to go into. And so this will be a great opportunity for students to get an early start on getting insight into the industry that they're considering. Even if they don't know what they want to do, we can help with the mentors can help with career preparation. We do that, but it's not a bad idea to have reinforcement. The more, the merrier, right? We are a family, and it takes a village to raise a child. So I say the same thing about our students. It takes a village to raise our students, to make sure they are getting the tools and they have access to the tools that they need. We're not gatekeepers. We're not making sure we keep the resources for a particular student, but we want to make sure all of our students have access. We want to make sure there's an awareness of these resources. So definitely, please let your students know about these 4 communities that they can be a part of. And although it's not listed here, I do want to just highlight another department that newly opened. It's called our TRIO department. And that is a department that is geared toward first generation students, first generation, low income, and students with disability. So that's the criteria of being a part of that cohort, but you can be 1, 2, or all 3, but they have additional resources that's embedded into the program. And we can get you that information if you would like more. But there has been outreach. Like I said, it's a new department. It's actually new that it just started this semester, not even a month in, but the program is being built from the ground up, and there are resources, academic resources, a whole bunch of resources just to help your student with their professional and personal development. All right. And so this is our team in the Career Development Office. We have a small team. I said, and if you came to orientation, I always say we're small, well, we're mighty. Each of us, 3 of us in the middle, Alma, Jenny, and myself, we all are assigned to different colleges. I'm assigned to the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. Jenny has students who are in education and business, and Alma has students who are within the College of Science and Health. Mary Alice is our our director, and she does advising for graduate students. And on the right side is Debbie and Tara. They manage our Pesci Family Mentoring Institute. I will be posting a flyer about the Mentoring Institute on the parent and family page so that you can have more information. And there's a QR code if you wish to share it with your students so that they can sign up. It's a great tool. It's a great resource, should I say, to have access to professionals in the industry so that your student can get guidance on how to navigate that space. And there is a great success rate. I think it's like 98% of students who are a part of the Pesci Family Mentor Institute go on and secure a job or graduate school within 6 months after graduation. So it is a great resource and a successful resource that's out there for you all to have, for your students to have. All right, and these are some of the programs that we have in our office. So we do one-on-one or small group coaching, and this can be anything from resume writing. We do mock interview. We have sessions on career exploration. We can help students with their LinkedIn profile. There is a lot of resources that we have in our office that we encourage students to take part of. We show them, we have a tool that we show them on what success looks like as far as career preparation is concerned for each academic year. So if they follow that, then they will definitely end the school year with all the tools that they need to enter the career field. And with first generation students, it's important that they have this because like I said, they don't know what they don't know. And so oftentimes they're not aware of the programs that we have. So I want to encourage you as parents and families to please share these resources with your students. So we have diverse programming and workshops and, you know, diverse and meaning different. But if I can just pull out that word diverse, we serve a very diverse population of students here. And we do have programming that is specific to a student's identity. So, for example, we have Hispanic Heritage Month that we celebrate, and we do programming surrounding that. For Black History Month is now. Happy Black History Month to myself and to everybody else. And we have events surrounding that. So, Women's History Month, we have resources and programming that is specific to how our students identify, because it's important to us that our students are seen. It's important to us that our students have representation here on campus. All right. And we also provide campus recruitment, and that looks like our career fairs. That looks like employer recruitment events, employer networking events. We have, and you can tell your students about our mega career fair that's coming up March 7th, where we have over 60 employers that will be coming on campus. And last year, I think we had over 600 students who came out and secured jobs and secured internships. So please encourage them to attend that event. And as I already discussed, our Pesci Filming Mentoring Institute, we also have a professional career closet. It's a I would say it's like a thrift store. I love thrifting. So I'm very happy that we have this for students, but the difference is the clothing is free. So if they have, like, let's say they want to come to our career fair, they feel like they don't have the clothing for it. They can come to the career closet and get clothes so that they can wear and present themselves with their best foot forward. And then we have career tools and assessments where we talked about earlier, those career exploration. These tools will help them just explore the different options. And sometimes, truth be told, first gen and non-first gen students, they may enter the space and say, I already know what I'm going to do. But it's not a bad idea to have a plan B or a plan C, right? And it's definitely not a bad idea to know what your options are. I probably would have done things differently with my son had I known other options. But we have these career tools and career assessments to help students just to see what their options are. And these tools not only show them the careers, but it also shows the salaries that goes with these careers. It shows them the skills that goes with these skills, and also what they can do to get into that specific career. All right. Okay. And there was one more slide, but it's not coming up. It was just a slide saying that you can follow us on our social media platforms. So that our page is WP Career Center. Please follow us. We do, and have your students follow us. We do post our events that's coming up, and we post career tips on there. Everything from what to wear Wednesday to Mentor Monday. You know, we try to keep it lively. We post internship opportunities, job opportunities. We post it on our Instagram page. Once again, it's WP Career Center. And so thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, please feel free to come off mute and ask, or you can type them in the chat. You can message myself or Eva. My email address is wilsons1@wpunj.edu. And my phone number is 973-720-2282. You can reach me at either of those, and I'll be willing and glad to assist in any way that I can. And Ava, I'll give it back to you.
Thank you, Sonia. So yes, thank you so much for all the insights that you were able to provide to us. I think it's very important for families of first gen students to really be cognizant of like all the challenges and weights That first gen students face. Like I'm a first gen student myself, and while I did go to college straight out of high school, I was really lost, right? I really didn't know anything. I didn't do that great. I got dismissed from the school that I went to. And it wasn't until later when I went back to school as an adult, I already had my son, that I really kind of like grasped what it was or what it meant to be a first gen student, right? So I think that by families joining these spaces and really trying to understand that experience, not just the first gen experience, but the college experience overall is very, very important. Because it means that you want to support your student. It means that you want to see them succeed, right? And that you're going to do anything in your power to make sure that they have the tools and resources that they need in order to get to what they need to get to. Um, so go ahead, Mayeli.
Or maybe she did it by mistake.
Yeah. Um, so I just want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I am going to stop the recording now and then stay on for a little bit to see if Mayani wants to come off mute and we could just have a conversation. And that's the beauty about these spaces, these virtual
Right.
spaces, right? That we're able to have more of an intimate setting and able to talk about like pressing, like not issues, but topics that are very, very important to us, and that we want to take that information and really use it to be able to help our students succeed. So thank you so much, Sonia.
You're welcome. My
Um,
pleasure.
for those of you that will be watching the recording later, if you could please provide us your feedback as to how the session went, that will be greatly appreciated. And with that, good night.
Good
So I'm
night.
going to stop.